Hello, my name is Michael, and welcome back to my Military Retirement Lessons Learned channel. In this video, I will provide an overview of the military's Foundational Transition Program, known as the Department of War, previously the Department of Defense, Transition Assistance Program, known as TAP. I will also briefly highlight some of the other companies and resources that exist to assist service members in the retirement transition planning process to assist you in preparing for a civilian career. The Department of War Transition Assistance Program, TAP, is a congressionally mandated program that is required for all retiring service members, as well as those separating from military service with over 180 days of active duty, particularly for Guard and Reserve. This important program is vital and instrumental to preparing all transitioning service members with the tools, resources, contacts, programs, and benefits some have never known until attending the course, and many others to be successful in the rapidly approaching new life as a civilian. I will provide a general overview and some of the major highlights of the TAP program. TAP is broken into 5 phases. Phase 1 is an individual initial counseling with a TAP counselor. This must be started no later than 365 days from your retirement. If you're a Guard or Reserve, this process is slightly different, so you'll need to coordinate with your personnel management or retirement's office. Phase 2 is the pre-separation counseling. This also must be started no later than 365 days from your retirement. This phase, they discuss the benefits, entitlements, resources, and provide a general overview of the upcoming TAP course. Phase 3 is the Department of War Transition Day, known as the TAP course. Phase 4 is your capstone. In this phase, commanders, for those that are active duty, or personnel management retirement's office for Guard and Reserve, you must verify completion of the TAP course and completion of your individual transition plan. This phase must be completed no later than 90 days before your retirement. And the last phase, the 5th phase, is education and training tracks. You must select one of 4 available 2-day education and training tracks based on your retirement plan goals. These tracks include the Department of Labor Employment track, known as Employment Workshop, the Department of Labor Vocational track, known as the Career Credential and Exploration, the Department of War Education track, Managing Your Education, Small Business Administration Entrepreneur track, known as Boots to Business. During this 5-day TAP course, service members will receive information that is not limited to the following. You receive basic requirements and account creation information for DS Login, ID.me, login.gov, va.gov, and LinkedIn. You also get financial preparation and impacts on your finances, resumes and cover letter development, both civilian and federal formats. My recommendation is if you do not have a master resume that you've created and maintained through your military career, I highly recommend you start putting this together now before you attend your TAP course so that you're ahead of the process for building a resume, starting it during the course. They will go through civilian and federal resume formats because they're completely different. They will talk about translating military skills and terminology into civilian language, and this will be a big shift after living and speaking military language and acronyms for over 20 years of how to relate and speak civilian language instead of military language. The verification of military experience and training, known as the VMET, is also discussed during TAP. Now, when I went through TAP, I had never heard of the VMET before, didn't know what it was, and this was one of the many resources and things that I wasn't aware of until I attended TAP. VMET is an all-encompassing military transcript of all your formal military courses and education that you attend throughout your military career. Now, this VMET is a great resource for doing a crosswalk between your military career and your civilian career equivalents for building your resumes. It includes things such as your occupational descriptions, the course descriptions, course names, course lengths, and much more. The TAP course will also go over interview preparation, salary negotiation, a 1 day on VA benefits and services that include but not limited to compensation, education, healthcare, resources, VA claims process, home loans, burial benefits, and many others. Health insurance covering TRICARE Prime for retired, dental and vision insurance, separation and retirement physical known as SHIPPY or your medical final out, which has a mandatory timeline requirement. I will discuss this in a future video in more detail. Also, the Survivor Benefits Program, known as the SBP, which also has a mandatory timeline requirement, and I will also discuss this in a future video in more detail. They will also discuss your retirement final move with TMO. The Department of Labor will do an Employment Fundamentals Career Transition session that talks about civilian employment processes and fundamentals, with a more in-depth talk and discussion about resumes and cover letters and job preparation for the civilian sector. They will bring in guest speakers from local companies on potential job opportunities within the local area and many other topics. The TAP course will provide an overwhelming amount of resources and information to digest in a short 5-day period. This is why I highly recommend attending the TAP course again 1 year out from your retirement as a refresher and to ensure you don't miss any important requirements or benefits. There are also many companies and resources that exist to assist service members in the retirement transitioning process. I will briefly mention a few of these, but before I do, as a disclaimer, I am not in any way endorsing or biased to any of these companies, agencies, or programs. While the list of these companies and resources is not all-encompassing, I will provide an overview of some of these to prepare you for additional information and exposure during the TAP course. The first is SkillBridge, which provides service members with training and intern opportunities for new careers that they haven't done within their military career. Military OneSource, which is also a retirement resource that you and your family have full access to for 1 year past your retirement. 50 Strong, Recruit Military, LinkedIn, that provides transitioning service members with a 1 year premium account and benefits. And I will discuss LinkedIn in a future video in more detail. So I hope you found this information helpful and valuable. If you did, please like the video. And if you want to hear more on military retirement lessons learned, please click the subscribe button and share this channel with anyone you know that will soon be retiring from the military. I will see you on my next video, and thank you for watching.